One of my favorite events from the life of Christ was when he was traveling with the disciples. And it was the end of the day, it was very hot, and Jesus stopped by a well. And as the disciples went into town to get food, you know the story, a woman came, and Jesus met her there at the well. And the thing I love about this story is that somehow Jesus was so in touch with the heart of his Father that he saw something that his Father was going to do in this woman's life that the disciples hadn't seen. They probably passed her as they were going into town. But as he began to share with her and talk with her and ask her questions, she came to faith and believed in him. And immediately she went back into the village and she brought the whole village back. And as they're there, a spiritual movement is ignited in that Samaritan village. And you see Christ initiating and entering into something that his Father had prepared to do. And you ask, why do I believe this, that his Father prepared to do this? Well, because in the very next chapter, in John chapter 5, Jesus says, the works that I do are not my works, but it's my Father working in me. And he says the things that he does are not from him, but the things he sees his Father doing. And so Jesus saw a work of his Father in this Samaritan woman in a very unlikely place, and was able to see a spiritual movement that began in a very unlikely place. And a woman who became a part of seeing that movement launched and others come to faith, who'd only been a believer herself for only a few minutes. And so this is a picture of how God has to work. If we're going to see spiritual movements launched in new places, we need eyes like Christ. We need to be at one with our Father to discern where he's working, because we believe he is working in these campuses. But at the heart is your journey with the Father and being sensitive and aware as you go to a new city, as you go to a new campus, as you meet with a potential volunteer, as you meet with a pastor. We're looking and we're listening for the places and the ways that God's working to see a movement ignited, just like Jesus saw happen with the Samaritan woman.